Hey everybody, it's Pastor Sam. Welcome to my kitchen. Yes, I do in fact have my faithful steed in my kitchen. How else can we have conversations in the middle of the night? And I got a lot of other stuff going on here too. I'm making a quesadilla. We'll get to your verse of the day. It's going to be a good one today. Here's our quesadilla. It's underway. And I'm going to show you my secret technique for making it. And all these goodies that I have put into it. Here we have some fresh radishes that I got from the market, and I sliced them, and they're in white vinegar, just kind of steeping there. A little bit of white vinegar just brings out the flavor, makes it interesting. It was all green when I got it yesterday. Still fresh. So here's our other ingredients. I got some jalapenos. We take the seeds out, and some Mennonite cheese, and a little bit of red onion. And today we're doing a rich people quesadilla, so we've got real chicken. Certain days, my roaster up the street makes chicken, fresh roasted, then I bang them out. Of course, you can get one at Walmart, but it's just not the same as it coming right off the grill from a local neighborhood guy. So I heat this other pan up and kind of use that for my plancha, my hot iron, to go on top of that quesadilla. And that one is almost done. So while it's finishing up, let's get to our verse of the day. We're in Isaiah. This is in the 2nd chapter. It's talking about the judgment of God coming on a nation as the judgment of God is coming on our nation right now. And let's remember that it is wartime. It's not just the COVID. The COVID's part of it, but we're moving into a war. We're coming out of a stage of really doldrums. Even though the economy, the engine, the stock market was kind of rocking, at the same time, a lot of things were dormant. And the spiritual life of America was absolutely in shambles. So thank God that this shakeup is causing people to really reach out to God and to seek Him. All right, chapter 2. Let's go to verse 18 first. And the idols shall He utterly abolish. Verse 19, and they shall go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for fear of the Lord and for the glory of His majesty when He ariseth to shake terribly the earth. You know, it's starting to happen. The volcanoes, the earthquakes, the rumblings of war. I got ahead of myself. The main verse that we're looking at is 17. And the loftiness of man shall be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men shall be made low, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. One thing the Lord hates is haughtiness. He hates the pride that was just absolutely endemic in our nation. Just everywhere. Just people to the cockiness going down the street. All right, so this one's ready to go. Put it on the ceramic here, and then you will get to see how we make the next one. Even the store-bought tortillas here are pretty fresh. It hasn't been warehouse for a long, long time. It's like the old burger commercial where they got buns in boxes in the warehouse and just stacked to the ceiling, going back as far as you can see. Another delight of Mexico. Ice cold Coca-Cola with real sugar. Oh, these are the things. These are a few of my favorite things. Okay, so we flip our tortillas, heat up both sides of them, and that one should be ready to go. So we go first with our cheese. Set that cheese on there. I'll give you a look in just a second. You kind of have to work quickly because everything gets cold. It's kind of got to melt together. Okay, so there's our cheese. Next we go with our chicken. And then we're going to put on these little veggies. You have to slice your jalapenos, slice everything thin, because otherwise the heat doesn't get down through it all. So we've got to slice it all thin. And then you have to really try to not burn yourself, because boy, you touch the edge of that pan when it's heated up like this. I did it once. Okay, and then the rábanos, the radishes. Here we go. Oh, that's gonna be good. That is gonna be great. And then we take our other tortilla, hot side down, put it on there. Then our pan serves to heat that sucker. Turn that flame off for a bit. So this just got to go for a little while. It's kind of a strange magic as I burn myself. I don't know why that did that. Got that tortilla plenty hot. And then what we wind up with is what we have here. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. I don't know why that's insisting to fall. Okay. So here is our quesadilla. And then, one thing I miss when I'm out on the road, which is a lot of the time, as you know, I'm out at events, I'm out on the battlefield, I'm out fighting to death or starving to death, or in the forest or in the jungle or whatever, and I love to be home, in my own home, with my Montana cutting board. Whoa, whoa! It's upside down, but that's the state of Montana. And my American flag cutting board, and my German steel knives. And you get your German steel knife out, and just boom, it's done. And then we're gonna put on the salsa that I made in my own stone molcajete. If you can get one of these, not only is this a piece of history of Mexico and culture of Mexico, you make a screaming salsa. This is on the table in every traditional Mexican home. They just throw in a few peppers. There's a million ways to do it, and they just make salsa casera, home-style salsa. So I've got this, and you can buy fabricated ones, but that one is a legitimate, it's a real volcanic hummus molcajete from the volcano. So here's my salsa that I made in there. If you can see, it doesn't get ground to mush. If you make salsa in the blender, I've got my little blender, but it's just so much better this way. It's got a natural texture to it, you know. It's not all ground to mush. And you can see that it's got a nice texture. And I burnt myself again. But man, that is good. So here's our quesadilla with our red onion, our sliced jalapenos. I took the seeds out of these jalapenos because that's the hottest part. So you cut the top of your jalapeno, then you take a little proletarian knife like this, get in there and break them all loose, and then you can cut your pepper rings. Also, if you steep that in the vinegar, it'll kill the heat just a little bit more. So those are some of the tricks to get the heat where you want it to be. I left most of the seeds in, or all of them, in this salsa because I like it a little bit hot. But the first trick, if you want to kill the heat a little, take the seeds out. Second trick is take your rings and put them in the, vinegar. All right, and our second quesadilla is now ready. Woo! There it is. There it is. And I'm going to pull that baby out and put it on the porcelain to chill a little bit. So there you go. Supper with your friend Sam. You know, I used to invite everybody, come visit me in Mexico, come visit me, but now nobody can travel anywhere. So I guess it was kind of a limited time offer that almost nobody cashed in on. But I really enjoy my city. We've had good success rebuking the plague off of our city. There's almost no cases here. With the corresponding problem that there's pride. You know, people are like, oh yeah, well, it was nothing the whole time. No, it's a serious threat. It's a military threat from a foreign power which is militarily way superior to Mexico. Numerically way superior to Mexico, all of Latin America, and the United States combined. Something that we need to respect. We need to respect that the Lord can turn us over. You know, right here, this is talking about the Lord judging a place, Him judging the pride, Him coming in and tearing down the idols. So, God has power to do that. He can cause the sword to pass through the land. All right, I'm way over my normal time. I hope everybody enjoyed hanging out a little bit in my own kitchen. My horse sure enjoys it. My faithful mare, mi yegua. That's what they say. Thanks for coming along. I'm Pastor Sam.